illegal black market in Singapore, mate, where they sell gum and off-brand glasses.
Yep. But regardless, we are finally gonna get to our upper bracket finals here on Jagannatha KBBLE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the red Zerg player coming out from the land of Vietnam. He is now a vegan, apparently. Gonna be representing his new team, Juggernaut Gaming. I guess that was part of his contract, question mark? He is the eldest of Lord Loken, MeomaikA. Or MeomaikA.
Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the blue Zerg player hailing from the land of Hong Kong. It is GogojOey. Also, Steel Mold raises a very good point.
But it won't hurt to look because glasses brand be eyesight. Well, no, that's a thing, right? Because then it can be like, I used to be like Yaku.
Yeah, well, the problem is that your eyesight has to improve. That's the problem.
What?
Like,
really?
Because if it doesn't improve, then it's the sponsorship won't work. Unless it's just stylish glasses. Unless it's just stylish, you know.
I mean, that's the only reason people wear glasses, so.
Is that true?
Yeah. That's why you're wearing them.
Shaking my head, yeah. Shaking my head. Oh god. But we did have, you know, some interesting openers here. Like it's what we would expect. MeomaikA did go for a pull first. That's why we already have a queen halfway done for MeomaikA. Doing very MeomaikA things on Jagannatha, you know, just prioritizing his queens.
Yeah, I want to use some speed zones to get across the map if necessary, but mostly just wants to chase away the overlords. You mentioned earlier about how GogojOey was playing a little bit MeomaikA-esque and how he kind of switched his tech after it got scouted. MeomaikA kind of hoping that it doesn't have to come to that. So just preventing the scouting as much as possible with his queen.
Yeah, I think we said this. I think we said this last week. Ender has been messing around with this opener a little bit as well.
Yes,
it's it's cool to see. It's cool to see MeomaikA's influence spread throughout the region a little bit. So yeah, we'll see how this goes because again we have more queens on the way. Again, this should be enough to defend against these slow links that are coming across the map. As GogojOey is going to slip in, and get a full scout off there.
Like so. Doesn't reveal too much, but he does at least see that MeomaikA is saturating that natural base. Oh, the lair on the low ground.
We still got some slow links, though. Can MeomaikA deny the scouts as GogojOey is going back in? I was about to say, like,
he's only got queens.
Exactly, and the gases are here in the natural as well. This is all a big tell. Can GogojOey spot this?
I think he has.
Yeah, he didn't see the gases, but he did see the lair, and that is enough.
He knows something's coming his way, most likely Mutalisk, but MeomaikA doesn't have to go down that route.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, especially because right now he does have... Oh my god, the links, they slip in and he sees everything. He's gonna see all 4 gases.
Mate, that's it. MeomaikA has to make a different decision now, a different tech decision.
Or make the same decision.
Yeah, actually. That's what
games.
GogojOey's planning. Or is counting on MeomaikA to do.
Exactly, we'll see. As the lair finishes up, there it is. Spire gets thrown down. But what's scary is that GogojOey, his Ling is still alive. It was not killed. Can he spot the Spire?
The Queens will be able to prevent that. That was the second where the Queens were move commanded, and I thought the Ling might be able to make it. Unfortunately, you know, dreams don't always come true.
They do not dream and true. They're not together anymore. No longer in the military.
Yeah, it feels bad, man.
Feels bad. Meanwhile,
love story. What? That's his answer?
This is the correct response. Roach Warren is done. Roaches are on the way, and GogojOey is going to kill MeomaikA before the mutas come out. Spire is only halfway done. We need spines, and there are none here for MeomaikA.
Man, he is not counting on the Nidus at all. This is what happens when you prioritize queens over Zerglings. You don't get a scout across the map, but he cancels the Spire. Gets an Evo Chamber. MeomaikA looking to fight roaches with roaches. His roaches, though, will have speed, even if they will be a little behind on the weapon upgrades.
Beautiful, especially because GogojOey's also second guessing himself. He canceled the Nidus and he started a Hydra then.
Mate.
And he just scouted, and I think he saw the Roach Warrens researching as well with his Ling. So there's a lot going on right now. Oh my god.
This is the battle of the big brain, seeing who can outmaneuver whom. Yeah, GogojOey trying to recheck. I think he barely gets the position. He sees the Spire used to be there. What gives? Is he going to cancel the Hydra then? Did Hydra then finish? It did, but thankfully he's not producing Hydras.
Yeah.
He's focusing entirely on the Roaches. That will give him a bit of an edge against MeomaikA. Everything was going wrong for MeomaikA, but then GogojOey started doubting himself, and just like that, MeomaikA's back in this game. Never doubt yourself.
Like,
confidence.
Again, like everything that's just happened, this is like two samurai sparring right now. Like it's amazing. Like we've seen cancels, we've seen like transitions in tech. Again, GogojOey has been so on point with his scouting. Despite being scouted, MeomaikA has responses and he knows what to do once he's been seen. So because of that, things are evening out. Of course, GogojOey has a big lead when it comes to his third base and his resources. But MeomaikA, like he does have a much faster roach speed. He can try and hit a timing here.
He can around the time where they both have +1, or when they're even on the upgrades. Even regardless, MeomaikA has a massive supply lead. GogojOey trying to utilize his queens as best he can, but he is kind of supply capped.
Oh my god, and +2 could be denied here, but okay, in the end, MeomaikA does back off. Transfuses are on point for GogojOey, but the transfuses are running out.
They are. Queens are now out of energy. The Roaches try to get in position. MeomaikA has a slightly better concave on GogojOey. The Queens are starting to fall.
Oh, that they are. Every single queen is going down here. MeomaikA is breaking through the defenses of GogojOey. And unlike the time against Demi, GogojOey does not have any backup spines.
That he does not. +2 is going to be denied. MeomaikA starting his right now. Both players on even upgrades, but MeomaikA with the much higher army supply. Well, I say much higher, but it's only about 20 plus ahead. But it's still pretty massive for this Roach.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of supply, mate. That's a lot of supply. GogojOey, the only advantage he has is the drone counts, and I guess the better economy, question mark, but is that going to be enough? Oh my god, the queen goes down as well. And GogojOey, I just don't think he has enough.
I doubt it too. MeomaikA is just going to commit to this. He's got plenty of Ravagers, 4 Corrosive Vials if need be, plus just the fact that they do a little bit more damage to the Roaches than the Roaches do to the Ravagers.
That they do. GogojOey even affording to bile himself a little bit there. Oh my god, he biles the morphing in Roaches!
Love that idea. GG is called. MeomaikA takes game number 1. What a big break. And I feel like that had potential to be one of the closest GogojOey versus MeomaikA matches we've seen, but then GogojOey canceled Nidus, threw down the Hydra, and yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, like the Nidus would have been very risky because there were no mutas. Like again, the Nidus is designed to kill your opponent if they're going for that Spire. You could argue though that if he had committed to that Nidus, his roach count would have been higher than that of MeomaikA because his tech or his transition into roaches was a little bit delayed.
Yeah,
it would have been hard to call how that would have gone. Just wow.
And in the end, once again, man, I'm sure Demi, if you watch that game, would have been like, why can't GogojOey not make spines against me like he does against Meo? Like, god damn it.
I mean, to be fair, like again, there was a lot going on there. Like, I love how both of them played, you know, with like the backup Hydra with the mutas, but then of course GogojOey knew that there weren't, or he confirmed that there weren't any mutas, so he didn't invest at all into those Hydras. He was just a little bit too greedy with those drones, and as you said, like because I do think that he saw the army coming across the map with his overlords. Spines, mate. Spines.
Yeah. Hear him out, be safe. I mean, you know that you're the player who gets the expansion first. You sort of know that your opponent has to equalize, right? So yeah, you might as well get 1 or 2. But yeah, it was just overall a very greedy game from GogojOey, I suppose. Quick little update here on the bracket. Ender takes out Startup 1-0. We'll continue on to face Beastork, who took out Demi 1-0. In my head, that was a 40-minute game, and MB sort of just maxed out on carriers, which caused MB's computer to catch on fire, but probably not. And regardless, we are going to continue the series on Blackburn LE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map. Spawning on the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player coming out from the land of Vietnam. He is, of course, going to be representing his new team, Juggernaut Gaming. He is MeomaikA, the cat himself.
Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Blue Zerg player hailing from the land of Hong Kong. We're here again on Blackburn, but there is no gold base, not yet. It is GogojOey. I love it.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't want to take the gold base against MeomaikA, would you?
I mean, we've seen them vary. Like, even MeomaikA himself go gold base first, right, on this map. I just love how, I don't know, they're both kind of synced up in some way, and they both go pool gas, like, before hatch.
Yeah, in that way, anyway. Because MeomaikA is going for a straight one-base roach.
Yeah, exactly. He's skipping his link speed and going straight into a roach push. Meanwhile, GogojOey is going into a hatchery. So a lot of things are going to happen here. Oh no! Okay, so GogojOey, he prioritizes his queen. He's only making 2 links. They are going to go across the map, and he is going to scout the opener. He's also, with his overlord, going to see that, hey, there's no hatchery here, but in his mind, it could be a gold base.
Exactly, especially because MeomaikA was kind of notorious for doing that. Maybe checking it now. I do appreciate the safety spine. But still, MeomaikA is being extremely aggressive with this opener.
And that he is. The Lings, they do get across the map here. They're trying to focus down that spine. Can they force a cancel? Oh, he turns around. He gets the Lings and the spine. Oh my god.
Very good cancel here. MeomaikA is going to have a lot less to worry about by the time the roaches hit. GogojOey forced to make a couple of lings, which is something.
And he confirms there is no gold base. It is, in fact, one base play, so he will be committing to this spine. The spine is going to help a lot here. Great response by GogojOey. He's got queens on the way, lings, but is that going to be enough against all of these roaches?
Yeah, it's going to be a major question. I guess the other question is how quickly can those roaches make it across the map? They are slow roaches, but we are on Blackburn after all.
Exactly.
Shortest rush distances.
Like, I'm sure that factors into why MeomaikA went for this. On top of all this, the first overlord is out of position because you have to check the gold base. The second one is being killed by the queen. The slowlings do finally scout the roaches.
But at what cost, Light?
Oh god. I mean, what I will say is that it's so smart that GogojOey did check with the slowlings because MeomaikA was setting himself up to not be scouted at all. MeomaikA sees the spine, sees the queens, and he actually backs off.
Huh. This is gonna put him at a bit of a disadvantage, doesn't it?
Yo, even loses the queen in the middle of the map, and MeomaikA has to expand.
Such a late timing for an expansion, too.
Yeah, and now I have to wonder, what does MeomaikA do from here? Because obviously he has, like, kind of a tech advantage. He has a big army, but he has to stay at home defensively. Like, I was kind of hoping for, like, a fast lair or something, but he has to remake the queen because he just lost one.
DTS is going to cut into the income by a little bit more and just delay anything that can be produced from the hatchery itself. It's the only hatchery MeomaikA's got. It's not like he can produce a queen and get a lair at the same time.
Yeah. Oh my god, MeomaikA's in such a rough place now. Also, from GogojOey, I wouldn't be opposed to 2-base Spire because of what you just said, right? Like, the queen production is late, or it's delayed, so there aren't that many queens. There's no lair either for, like, a Hydra Den or something. Like, I do think, like, there's a lot of potential there.
Well, potential is just about that. We'll see if GogojOey utilizes it. As he's actually being very safe, but also greedy at the same time at this point. Still sitting on 2 bases. Gets his extractors, and there's that lair, Spire you were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I do think that's the best response here. Like, what can MeomaikA do? Like, he's going double Evo 1-1. Cool. like, is he gonna be able to hit? Is he gonna be able to survive until those upgrades finish?
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty solid doubt for me, Chief. But I mean, if he moves out right now, there could be a possibility for him.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna clear up some lings, which is great, but I don't see him pushing out with his entire army anytime soon. These roaches aren't really gonna do too much either. Like, more than anything, MeomaikA needs to scout, but he just doesn't know what there is, and GogojOey's even getting ready for a roach push.
Playing so safe right now. He's learned from game number 1.
Yeah. That he has. We have plenty of spines here, so again, a roach push won't kill GogojOey. Spire is done, meters are going to be on the way, and then it's going to be on GogojOey. Like, what does he do from there? I hope he doesn't waste his time on overlords. Like, there's value to be had there, I guess, and you know, he can take a third base and gain map control, but again, if he just goes across the map, he may just end the game.
Yeah, I don't see any anti-air position here for MeomaikA.
Meanwhile, it looks like the meters are going to have to be at home because the roaches are moving out across the map. 1-1 is going to finish up by the time the roaches hit the natural.
And thankfully for GogojOey, he does see a couple of these roaches that make their way forward a little quickly. Meatless now out, but a bit of an early timing to reveal your hand, ain't it?
I mean, look at the spore forest. Sorry, the spine forest. Like, GG gets cold.
GogojOey ties up the series sideways 1-1. You'll love to see it.
GG. That was a great response by GogojOey. And it's one of those things where you could argue that maybe MeomaikA, when he went across the map with his roaches, maybe he could have forced himself, because there was only like there was 1 spine, right? 1 spine and 2 queens. So maybe he could have gone up anyway and tried to end the game. It would have been really close, but it would have been closer than what we just saw, right?
Yeah, very much so. But at the same time, you know, it's Mio saw the writing on the wall. That's what happens when you don't take the gold base on Blackburn.
Yeah, you gotta take the gold, mate.
Always. See, look, GogojOey took the gold in a series against Demi, and he won. You know.
True. Very true.
He didn't take the gold on Blackburn, and well, then he won as well. But you know,
yeah, we'll see if history repeats itself. I'm disappointed, but going to the ace match, it's not going to be on Beckett.
Alright then. Close map, I suppose, but not quite.
It's bad, man.
That it does. That it very much does. I'm just gonna leave the viewers guessing a little bit as to what map. Here's a clue. Similar-ish to Blackburn.
Yes, it does have a very short rush distance, very short.
How do you know?
Yeah, now they know it is gonna be on Lightshade LE. Which one of these players will move on to the grand finals? Which one will be knocked down to the lower bracket?
Do not get your predictions in, as we do not have predictions yet. It is only the upper bracket finals. We'll get them in soon, TM. Do not worry one bit. As we load into Lightshade LE to conclude our series that is currently tied up 1-1 in the bottom right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have the red Zerg player coming out from the land of Vietnam, Saigon district, something or another, I don't quite remember. He is, of course, going to go for a 12 pool, whilst representing his team Juggernaut Gaming. He is the jiggly MeomaikA.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the blue Zerg player hailing from the land of Hong Kong. Currently getting 12 pulled, it is GogojOey. Also, welcome Pez. Welcome Pez to the chat.
Hey, good luck this weekend, Pez.
Good luck this weekend, Pez. Always sad to see that Pez didn't sign up today, but of course he has to prepare for ANZ champs this weekend. Wish you the best of luck, mate. Best of luck.
And you know, at least Jura signed up today.
He did.
So we do have some representation from ANZ, a representation other than Starduck, which is always nice to see Starduck, but you know what I mean.
Speaking of Azure as well, I have to hype this up, mate, this weekend. Oreo versus Azure. ANZ champs.
Yo. Crunch match. Oreo has not lost yet.
Yeah, he has not. Meanwhile,
it's another King of Brisbane match.
It is. Will Oreo maintain that throne, or will Azure take it back? We'll find out. Meanwhile, it was a 12-pool opening. We have a lot of links coming across the map here for MeomaikA. Thankfully, GogojOey did go gas pool hatch, so lings are coming out. But he did prioritize his queen, so hatchery will get a little bit low, but he shouldn't lose it. Shouldn't.
Yeah, shouldn't be the operative word. A lot of drones coming down. How good is the dance? GogojOey, pretty decent. All things considered.
Decent so far. The queen is now popping out as well. The boys have to be pulled. That hatchery is still getting pretty low though, and MeomaikA is reinforcing with a handful more lings.
That he is. He's turning around every time to face these drones as well.
Dang.
Decent drone drilling, but 4 of them still go down, and MeomaikA still continues to reinforce this. And oh no, GogojOey! I think he dallied just a second too long, and those drones were unable to prevent the hatchery from going down.
A massive loss there for GogojOey, but he has a chance to counterattack. Ling speed is about to finish up. Meanwhile, MeomaikA doesn't have Ling speed at all. Like, he's only just now getting his gases up and running. So maybe GogojOey can go for a counterattack.
Yeah, do you think MeomaikA's just gonna skip Ling speed entirely? I would not be surprised.
Oh, yeah, it's not the first time he's done it this series. You know, he could just go straight into roaches. Meanwhile, all the lings of MeomaikA are being cleaned up, and now GogojOey is going for the natural base of MeomaikA.
What goes around comes around, as they say. GogojOey actually tried to go straight to the main, and oh no, losing a lot of time to these queens. A lot of time and a couple of Zerglings as well. Unfortunately, that was the wrong call to make at that time.
Yeah, he wanted to check the ramp to see if there were queens there, otherwise he could just slip into the main base, but there were, and unfortunately he did spend a little bit too much time trying to force his way through. He does get forced back, and now MeomaikA goes for a very fast lair.
All of a sudden, well, I want to say we've evened out, but MeomaikA is the player ahead in tech, at least.
Yeah, and GogojOey's going for a Ling Flood. He's going for +1 melee.
Alright, I mean, again, a very small window, but a very potent one, too. As long as he's able to get his surrounds on MeomaikA's units and buildings, and it should go GogojOey's way, but, again, big if.
Yeah, and I'm also really curious, is MeomaikA going 2-base Muta? Like, I don't know if this is gonna work, because he hasn't thrown down a Roach Warren, he's taking the rest of his gases, he's relying on queens to defend. Very, very greedy of MeomaikA.
Might as well, I suppose.
Oh. Okay, there it is. It is a Roach Warren.
Could always be a fake out.
It could. Oh god, but yeah, this Roach Warren is relatively late. There it is. There is the Spire.
There we have it. Now GogojOey sees the full wall. Alarm bells should be ringing in his head.
Yeah, unfortunately, he hasn't seen the lair. And again, that lair was very fast for MeomaikA. Oh my god, but can he slip in? Up! He gets in!
Strike 2, and he does! Doesn't quite see the Spire yet, but he will confirm the lair at the very least.
Oh yeah, he's trying to scout around the bases. Oh, there was a full wall off at the ramp, though. He doesn't get behind the mineral line at the natural. Confirming the lair, though, that is a huge tell, and oh, he will not be able to see the Spire. Look at MeomaikA wall off. Oh my god.
It's beautiful. The body blocking, mate. Is all there.
Yeah, and again, GogojOey, he was trying to catch some vision of the low ground, but he was not, or it was not close enough. He does not see the Spire.
Unlucky. But, I mean, again, some alarm bells should be ringing in his head as he builds 14 lings, so...
Yeah. Well, I mean, he wants to use his +1, right? Like... Oh, God.
He does, but... I feel like they're just gonna die by the time they make it across the map. Muta's list will be out, right?
Yeah, I mean, the mutas are in production. A lot of Lings are on the way, and what's important in this scenario is that GogojOey can obviously ignore the mutas and just try and just do some damage across the map. Like, it is possible for him, especially if these queens are not a part of the wall, that they could be surrounded and the Lings could just pop up.
Like so. No, not quite.
Right, the bank is you know, we're banking up right now. There we go. The Lings are going across the map. The mutas reveal themselves against the overlords, and now it's go time for GogojOey.
Yeah, you can still get quite a lot done, as you said, before the mutas are able to kill them, the Lings. But the muta count's getting higher and higher, and GogojOey really doesn't have a solution for them.
His solution is to kill all the workers. He splits up. He goes into both mineral lines. Is it going to be enough? The worker counts are going down, and he's working on anti-air at home.
Yeah, GogojOey, or MeomaikA rather, his economy is finally starting to even out with GogojOey's. GogojOey joins up a little bit back at home, but both players on about even armies. No, GogojOey slightly ahead.
Yeah, exactly. The spores are finishing up. We have a lot of queens as well. MeomaikA, he does have a decent muta cloud, but oh yeah, it doesn't look like it's enough to fight the queens. Thankfully, GogojOey made a couple of Lings as well to make sure that the queens don't get surrounded and they don't get overwhelmed, hopefully.
Yeah, it's one of those things where MeomaikA, he needs to fight in unison, yeah? He's got the Lings in, the Mutalists, and the Roaches as well, since he made a couple, but yeah, so far hasn't really been able to find that opening.
He has not. Ooh, nice denial. A drone gets picked off that was trying to make a third base, so MeomaikA's still stuck on 2 bases. Despite having the worker advantage earlier, like, his economy is worse. GogojOey almost fully saturated on 3.
There's something you rarely see in ZvZ nowadays, isn't it?
especially today.
Yeah.
God, meanwhile, the Lings are across the map. Oh, a queen falls. Our second queen as well.
And the wall is not a wall anymore. The queen gets surrounded. Lings will evacuate, but not before an Evo chamber and 2 queens get taken out. On the other side of the map, GogojOey is holding decently well, thanks to Transfuse.
Yeah. Like, look at that. Just like that. I think GogojOey killed like 4 or 5 queens for free. He defends at home, losing only 1 of his own. Now Lings come across the map, get a decent surround, pick off a couple of Ravagers. I'm just wondering what the tech is, right? Like, Lair just finished off for GogojOey. What is that Lair going to be used for?
Mutas.
I wouldn't be opposed to a Spire. I wouldn't be opposed to it. We just don't see anything yet.
Yeah. Brute Lords.
It's a step too far, Yaku.
Yeah.
But like Corruptors, like, I wouldn't be opposed to that either. Of course, GogojOey has to be careful because MeomaikA is transitioning into a Roach army.
Indeed he is. Doesn't want to be caught with his pants down. Like we said, he does still want to create Roaches and Ravagers. I believe MeomaikA has thrown out a Hydra Den. Neither player has, actually.
Yeah.
Oh no, MeomaikA has.
Yeah, MeomaikA for an... Oh, has he? Oh.
Yeah.
Sure. As it looks like the third base will be denied once again. Oh my god, MeomaikA just can't get a third up.
That he cannot, despite the Roaches and the Mutalists out here. I mean, he just can't afford to split them up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the Lings are just running circles around MeomaikA. To be fair, they have to. GogojOey, his own Roach one, was so late in comparison. Same with his upgrades. Like, he needs to catch up.
But he is finding himself just unable to do so. Finally, a round of Roaches are going to pop out. And I feel like if there was any time for MeomaikA to try to end this game, it would be right as his +2 finishes up. I mean, he's not going to get an infestation pit, is he?
No, I doubt it.
He won't have the economy for it.
Yeah, here we go. MeomaikA on essentially, basically a 2-base all-in. We see how ahead he is with the army supply. Like, again, MeomaikA can still straight up end the game. GogojOey, he has spines, he's pumping out Roaches right now, but he just doesn't have enough. He needs to buy some more time.
And he is not quite getting it. I'm loving the defensive setup of GogojOey. The wall is not a wall for MeomaikA. Lings managed to slip on in, and on top of defending really well on his side of the map, he's killing MeomaikA on the other side. He's pulling all of the Roaches and Ravagers back. 16 drones go down. MeomaikA had a chance, and it has very quickly escaped him.
Yeah, he turned around with his entire army. He turned all the way back around. These roaches, they come back home, and by the time they get back home, there's nothing to do. Like, ay. And just like that, GogojOey, somehow he's getting more roaches out. He's droning up a little bit, which is crazy. Like, look at the worker disparity. Mate, you don't need more drones right now.
Well, I was gonna say, like, dude, what I appreciate the most is that neither player has over 50 drones.
Oh, God.
Or even 50 drones. So,
yeah. I mean, MeomaikA can still end the game, by the way. Like, he still has a massive roach count. Oh, God.
And he's catching the roaches of GogojOey in the middle of the map. GogojOey, he needs to fight with Cranky.
Oh my god, GogojOey, please! Like, he did such a good job at doing that counterattack, but now in come the roaches of MeomaikA. The Lings are still counterattacking, by the way. Looks like the third base of MeomaikA will go down. There are a lot of transfuses here available for GogojOey, and he does just barely push MeomaikA back.
That he does. Thanks to the spine crawler, but he needs to remake it. Repositioning a couple of them.
Oh god.
The biles are extremely accurate. They land on so many high energy queens. Well, they land on high energy queens because every queen is a high energy queen.
That's true. That's very true. 3 queens go down essentially for free. Another spire gets focused down by the biles, but the roaches are coming out. Like, GogojOey was kind of able to close some of the gap, but in come the reinforcements, in come the mutas of MeomaikA.
Is MeomaikA actually gonna do this? He found some momentum. His slow links are coming in. And he's actually making himself an opening.
Yeah, exactly. At the same time, we have a Ling run by here, but it doesn't matter because GogojOey, his defenses have fallen. Everything is falling here at the third base. The drones, the hatchery, GG gets called.
I don't believe this for a second, Light, but MeomaikA, against all odds, at a constant sub-20 drone count throughout that entire game on 2 bases perpetually.
Yeah.
Has been able to edge it out somehow against GogojOey.
Wow.
You know what?
Uh-huh.
You know what that means? Who needs to make workers?
Yeah, look at the worker graph, by the way.
Yeah, don't believe what it tells you in the progress tab, where it's like MeomaikA made 62. He made that many workers because he kept losing them. Exactly. He was never above 40.
Exactly. It's one of those things where, like, mate, like, GogojOey, he was doing such a good job with his run buys, but he kept making drones. Like, he kept spending larva on his economy, but when really, more than anything, he needed more roaches, he needed more spines, and he had bought himself a lot of time for that, but he didn't really use that time wisely there in the end.
Yeah, conventional wisdom would probably tell you, you know, when you're ahead, get more ahead, or, you know, have more than 50 workers if you're going to be on 3 bases, but this is an unconventional matchup. MeomaikA is an unconventional opponent. You don't want to be relying entirely on that. And with that, we actually already have a finalist here, being MeomaikA, but also our lower bracket finals. Ender has taken out Beastork 1-0.
Ooh.
Which, honestly, I thought would have gone the other way just because it's a best of 1, but I mean, it's a 1 player better at best of 1s than Beastork, I suppose.
It really could have gone either way. Like, I was worried that, you know, today we weren't going to be able to cast Ender. Like, I was legitimately worried about that. So thankfully, it looks like we will. You know, we got to see Beastork earlier today, and now we get to spread some of that love. We get to cast some of the lovely Ender, and
yeah, that full triangle.
Exactly. With the fall of Beastork, that does mean that now we only have Zerg players left.